All right, welcome back, Travel Trailer Nation. This is episode 3 on my experience at the Grand Design Factory. And if you remember in the last episode, we talked about what I found when I got on the roof at the factory and kind of some of the things that really frustrated me about having my repair there. Well, now it's 3 months later. I've basically sent a note to Don Clark, the president of Grand Design, giving him a breakdown of my experience there, that I was very unhappy, that I wasn't sure what had gone awry, but they obviously need to do something more to make sure that people's units aren't being treated that way. There's some other things, miscellaneous things that went on, like they lost my leveling blocks after they had assured me that they'd put them in the storage unit, the storage area on the trailer, and then they let my chains just hang down into the dirt, and of course they were all rusted. And like I said, I'm very particular about how things look, and so that was a little frustrating, but not wasn't the end of the world. So 3 months go by, and we're starting to think about, let's get on to a campground and relax for a while, for a weekend or so. So I decide, I better get up on the roof and make sure everything looks okay. So I get up on the ladder and I start going up, and all of a sudden I notice that the lens cover next to me on the riding light is cracked along the top. And I look down across the whole back, and every lens cap is broken. And, I understand things happen. They probably put a ladder up against there to begin with when they were putting the other real connected ladder on or something, and probably broke the plastic caps that go over the lights and forgot to replace them or whatever. If that was the only thing that was wrong, well, it would have been great, because I went on Amazon, bought those. They were really inexpensive, snapped them on later, but it was going to take an uglier turn than that, because once I got up on the roof, I just was really, really, really unhappy with the sealant job that I saw. And I thought, well, you know what, I will get this, and I'll have this roof inspected over at United RV in Haltham City. I think that's how they say it. It's over by Fort Worth in Texas, and it's a great dealership. And I can tell you, I can only count, of all the dealerships we've dealt with, I'll bet you there's probably only 2 or 3 that I would ever recommend. And United RV is one that I've had really, really good experience with. Good people, really care, free with their advice, do clinics. It's a great place. So anyway, it goes downhill from here, because we pull the unit out from over the overhang, and I put the slides out, and I'm in there kind of getting things ready to go. And I'm in the bedroom, and I look to the bathroom, and I'm like, well, what's going on with the skylight? There's something strange going on. I find that they never screwed it into the wood. The screws that were holding down the back part of the skylight were just going into that void between the lower skylight cover and the upper one. It's probably, I don't know if that's like a 2x6 framing or what it is, but the screws were obviously missed. And I was like, man, now it's like this thing's gone from a bad experience. Like I felt at that point I should have never called Grand Design and said anything about the roof. I should have probably, I don't know, had them just send me somewhere else where I could have gotten it done right. So I thought, well, and I was still thinking this is still salvageable, because I can go to United RV and have them get up there and tell me what it's going to take to reseal the roof and fix the skylight and everything. And they got up there, and there were a couple things that were even worse. They were worried that they were going to rip the roof with as much stuff as they had to do up there, and they said that wasn't an alpha sealant that was on my TPO roof, which is what they recommend, an alpha sealant. It was Dicor. And then come to find out, they said that when they put the stack on there, and I've got photos of it. It almost looks like they went on a hunting expedition for the vent stack where they were drilling. They drilled like 3 holes in there looking for where it was when they re-roofed it. They also roofed over a vent a hole for the for an attic vent, and so the TPO roof's just over a void. You could see the circle, and they pushed down on it, and you know, they told me, you know, the only way that we're going to be able to do this right, because we can't even move that skylight and get it into wood now because of what they did with the vent. We've got to take the whole thing apart. We got to take it off, the whole roof, and start over. And you know, obviously not what I wanted to hear. That started, and they found more when they were tearing it off. I mean, there was hardly any glue on the TPO, and they could just pull it right up when they went to re-roof it. Now I will say this, Grand Design, we had a couple conversations back and forth where first they started saying, well, you can still, you know, reseal it. And I was like, you know, guys, if you'd done this roof right from the factory to start with, we wouldn't even be having this conversation now. I mean, you could have saved yourself all this grief by just having someone do an inspection and see it's not right and redo it at the factory while it was being manufactured. This is now, I mean, this is not only an inconvenience, but it's kind of a disaster. And I knew one thing in my conversations with them is I was not bringing it back to them. I was beyond done at that point. Whereas before I thought, oh, you know, if they manufactured the trailer, who could fix it better? No, not for me. And I'm still going to say that that's my opinion, and just my opinion. If you've gone up there and you've had really good service work, great. I'm happy for you. If you find a place you like and they've done well for you, it's awesome. I wouldn't say don't go back, but for me, I kind of learned my lesson, and most things I think you see if you go to my blog is that I fix things myself whenever possible. I've never done an RV roof, and get to the age where, unless I had a lot of helpers, I don't think I'd even try something like that. But I don't mind getting on my roof. I do it all the time. And I do my own self-leveling lap sealant. You know, I do my own wheel bearings. I do my brakes. I fix things like the Schwintek slide system motors when they failed. So I'm not afraid to fix things. I don't like fixing things under duress. I would rather do it on my own time when I don't have to worry about it at a campground. I've also done suspension stuff. So my point is, if you can fix things yourself and you've got a travel trailer, you're far ahead, because finding a great place to do your RV work is a challenge. And thank God I went to United RV. They did a wonderful job on my roof. And they had it for a reasonable amount of time. I think they might have had it for 2 weeks or something like that, and I mean, I'm very happy. They did a nice job, and now it's been, I think we're on our 3rd year or something like that since they did it, and I've had no issues with it. So they were easy to work with, and they dealt with Grand Design after Grand Design finally had a conversation with me where they said, it sounds like you're not going to be happy unless you get a new roof. And I said, well, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. So and to Grand Design's credit, they went ahead and took care of everything. So thank you, Grand Design, for that. But anyway, this takes me back to my original topic, which was how disgusted I am with where things have gone in the RV industry. And I don't, and maybe we're on the verge of a change in the RV industry. I certainly hope so. I hope that maybe this frame flex issue that's going on and some of the other things that I'm reading about, maybe it's going to force the industry to shape up. I can see a lot of people who are saying that they don't want to buy an RV now after they saw what went on. So I'm hoping that it changes the industry, and that would be a good thing. So anyway, now you know why I feel the way I feel. I'm not discouraging you from buying an RV if that's what you want, but I would definitely recommend that you get an independent inspection, whether it's new or used, and you know, go from there. My personal feeling is I don't think I would buy anything from 2020 up through now. That's just me, just because of what's going on. But let's pray for change in the industry, because there's a lot of people that depend on that industry for their livelihood. And change is good, and quality, if it improves, that'll be great for everybody. So, see you next time.